Good morning, beloveds. Oh, yeah, there's a new animal behind me. We found him in the closet. The room that I'm in has two closets. I don't know why it has two closets, but it does. So there are two closets. And we're trying to... There's this thing called the gentle art of Swedish death cleaning. And we're kind of trying to do that because it's a way of helping you let go of stuff. And so we tackled the closet that's got a lot of collectible minifigs that we have not looked at in years. And I'm just like, okay, they just need better homes. And maybe, yeah. So, and he was in the closet, and his name is G Velvet for obvious reasons, green velvet. And I believe he was one of the early in our courtship, one of the early gifts in our courtship. So I'm trying to remember if he's the one that came in the balloon, but I don't think so. I don't know. So, there are things that you let go of and things that you don't. And he's sentimental, so we're keeping him. But you're not here to listen to me ramble about Swedish death cleaning and the teddy bear. We are doing Living the Science of Mind. So let's do the housekeeping and then get on with this. And all the housekeeping is me reminding you that we are Creative Life Spiritual Center. The website is creativelife.org. If you would like to get on the email info@creativelife.org. You get one email a week. Just let you know what's going on for the week and the month. The hot links are hot. So it says click here now. It'll take you right to the information on the person that can help you get it. And it's a blind CC. Why is that important? It means nobody sees your email. Nobody will get your email. So you want to end up on anybody else's email list because of us. So there's that. All right. Moving on from there, we are... let's discuss the social media really quick. And the social media is simply, all I'm asking, no, hang on. We do not monetize the social media. What we ask you to do is to help us, because we're not giving them money, because we don't want to deal with the ads any more than you do. Help us, bump us in the algorithm by subscribe, follow based on the platform, the page or pages, and then comment, and share the posts. That way, the algorithms go, oh, people are interested in this. Maybe more people should see it. Yeah, that's what and we are Creative Life Spiritual Center or Creative Life Spark based on which platform you're on. So there's that. All right. I think that's everything. Yes. Pretty sure. Okay. Did I tell you what they were? Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark, and I'm the running of Ryan on the social medias. I may have, I need to upgrade my RAM. Oh, all right. So, my pet theory on this is that this was questions that people ask Ernest after reading his book or after coming to one of his lectures. I think they wrote to Ernest and said, hey, I have a question. So he wrote a bunch of little articles, and they ended up being a take-home course, which is 6 books. I confirmed it last night. When I was in a breakout room in my class, we actually ended up talking about it. And so I pulled it out of bed. But according to her, she said it's really fantastic. She really wants Jesse to do that at-home course because, Jesse knows everything. Or, I will crack that thing and take a look at it. But before that, I'm going to finish the science of mind. So let's move on with what we are doing today. So the at-home course was 48 weeks. They would mail it to you. They ended up binding it into 6 books. All but 2 of these were pulled from that. So that's my pet theory. Ooh, I didn't realize we're halfway through this book. Ew. Oh, we're gonna have to find something else soon. It's an easy read though. They're short. Like this one is 2 and not even a quarter of a page. So, And it's an interesting title today. So we've got, how does God know what I'm doing? I don't know. How does God know what we're doing? Let's find out. All right. How does God know what I am doing? Frequently, people ask, why should God be interested in my little affairs? I remember once speaking to one of our trustees who had been ill for several weeks. I asked him why he had not requested treatment. He said, I do not wish to bother God with such a small thing. This is a natural enough reaction, and yet it is built on ignorance of cosmic laws. We might ask, is there more life in an elephant than in a flea? I don't think I've ever asked that before, but okay. Or from the standpoint of the infinite, is a giant sequoia of more importance than a rose blooming by the wayside? Of course not. There is no big and no little, either to the divine presence or to the law which governs everything. Is not the rose rooted in the same soil in which the tree is rooted? It is merely a different type of manifestation of life, taking a separate form, but rooted in a common unity. We should eliminate the ideas of big and little or hard and easy because they do not exist in the creative mind of the universe. Things exist there as ideas, and it is the nature of the law of mind to cause these ideas to take forms native to such ideas. All ideas are brought into form or fruition through one medium. A person running a peanut stand on some street corner and affirming the presence of activity in his business is invoking the same law as the builders of a railroad or an empire state building. Same law as the builders of a railroad or an empire state building are invoking. Okay, I'm sorry. Kind of got lost in that sentence. Well, and if he doesn't quote the Bible, there is the quote, and I forget where it comes from, about the lilies in the field, and God numbering the hairs on your head and knowing when every sparrow falls. The good news is as he says, there's no big, there's no little in an infinite system. It's all one. It's all one. So, all right. The law always takes the form we give it. We may call it big or little, or important or unimportant, but the law is such that it knows nothing about comparative degrees. The very nature of this law is such that it cannot say, I am big in one place and I am little in another. It can only say, I am. And that also I am. Oh, I am that also I am. Okay. Including what we call big and little, as it automatically flows through everything, taking the form of all things. In our treatments, we entertain an idea and accept a form because from the viewpoint of the law, one thing is as important as another. When we ask ourselves how it is that God knows who we are and that our little affairs are important, the answer is that God knows everything, not as big and little, but only as action and reaction, only as contemplation, which produces its own reaction. All spiritual teachers have told us this, and they were right. All thought of big and little, hard and easy, can and cannot, must be divorced from our treatment. That's kind of an important line. I remember a practitioner, a student. It was a practitioner student who came to me for so there are 6 10-week classes to become a practitioner. And I remember at each class, you have to have a practice session with a different practitioner. And this particular practice student, their life was going really well. Everything was working, and so they said when they came into the session with me, I don't really have a problem. And I went, you don't have to have a problem. you can do a treatment to affirm the good you already have. And that is, I think that's the mistake that we make with God, is we only go to God when we have a problem. And it's like, the idea is to create that relationship when things are good. And I like to call it a well-worn path. We want to create a well-worn path. So when things are good, we treat. And we're grateful for what we've got. And we affirm that what we've got. And we, it's like, hey, this is great. I want more of this. So we're in the habit of treatment. We're in the habit of that treatment. So that when things go south, because they do, life blows up in our faces occasionally. We already know how to do that. We put our feet on the path immediately because we know how to do it. We've been practicing. And that is the power of, you don't have to have a problem to do a treatment. You don't have to have a big problem to do a treatment. It can be something little, but you're practicing so that when things do get messy, you know what to do. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to stumble around and go, oh, well, I know how to do this, but I don't remember. Well, what are the steps of treatment? You're already there. You're already there. You've already got, you're practiced. That's kind of what, there's no big, there's no little, there's no good, there's no bad. Just go to God, go to Spirit, go to Spirit with everything. And honestly, going to Spirit in gratitude for the good in your life, it makes life a little sweeter because you are appreciating what you've got. It's not about having everything, but appreciating everything you've got. That's what makes life sweet. All right. Okay. Whoa. Comparatives do not belong to the universe. They are merely differentiations in our own mind. Dropping them completely out of our thought, we contemplate neither the big nor the little, but the thing itself taking particular form. A great load will fall from our mind if we will stop thinking about big and little or hard and easy. Yes. Yes, it will. From my own experience, yes, it will. If you set a spool of thread in front of a mirror, it will be reflected. Or if you stand in front of the mirror yourself, you will be reflected. This larger form will be reflected as readily as the smaller form. The mirror knows nothing about size, but reflects automatically the form in front of it. We are told that there are many heavenly bodies, millions of times larger than the earth. There are many that are smaller, but the same cause created them. Not as big or little, but merely as an expression of itself. In a certain sense, this makes the creation of a mud cake by a child as important as the building of an empire. Not that it is fraught with as much significance to human experience, but that from the standpoint of the creative genius of the universe, they are just creations. Is a sunset of less importance than an epic poem? And in reality, would the healing of tuberculosis or cancer be of greater importance than the healing of an ordinary cold or the removal of a wart? We are told in psychosomatic medicine that warts are easily removed by suggestion, and yet a wart is a definite form rooted in a physical body. How do we know but that if our idea of cancer were as lightly held as our idea of a wart, a simple suggestion would dissolve cancer as quickly and as easily? We do not. From the standpoint of the ultimate spirit of creativity, there is no reason whatsoever to deny the liquidation of one as easily as the other. Okay, honestly, that is hardball metaphysics because we are fighting race suggestion with that. Yeah, we are fighting race suggestion with that. And that is mass hypnotization. Okay, it must be then that the obstruction is in our own consciousness or from our unconscious resistance created by the thoughts of big and little or hard and easy. this is what we must overcome. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. It is the obstruction in our own consciousness. Merely as expressions of itself. And there it is. And there it is. It's neither big nor little. It's neither hard nor easy to spirit. It's only to us because we are in form and we are informed. And in the material world, it's that race suggestion. It is that race suggestion. Oh. Yeah. That one was really, really interesting, and I'm surprised that I've never read it. And it's one that I think that every practitioner student should read. And maybe I have read it and I just didn't read it as closely when I was supposed to as a practitioner. Because of the example that I gave of the prac student. Treat when things are good. Treat all the time. And don't worry about if it's big or small. Because to the creative spirit, it's not. It simply is. And the creative spirit will take care of it if it's big or small. But if we treat for little things on a regular basis, then we'll have much more confidence when we go to spirit for the big things. That is my final word. All right, beloveds. I'm now going to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day. Let's wrap this week up day. I am done for the weekday. Enjoy the afternoon pop-up thunderstorms. I came home one last night. Go dance in the rain, stay out of the thunder and lightning, drink plenty of water, do something good for yourself, whatever that looks like today. Take care of business day, do something silly day, tell somebody you love them day, cuddle your fur babies day, let something go day, a good day. And if that is too much pressure, and I do understand, because sometimes it is, simply have a day. You are enough, just as you are. You are a beloved expression of the divine. You are a brilliant light, a divine spark, spirit in motion, God in action, a beautiful masterpiece, and a work in progress at the same time. And as Reverend Jose likes to call us, you are a godly. All right, beloveds. I'm going to move on into the process of I'm going to explore the truth of your being. I forgot that. Explore the truth of your being. Get to know who the divine knows you to be, because the divine knows you to be good. And from there, anything is possible. It is all the divine knows. The divine knows good, and that's it. It does not know big. It does not know little. It does not know hard. It does not know easy. It simply knows good. And when we start there, anything is possible. All right. Now I'm going to remind you, Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. You know what? I'm going to take tomorrow off because I get to go get my head shaved. And don't worry, I'm just talking about this part of my head, not this part of my head. But she'll also trim this mess up too. So I will not do this tomorrow. We're going to take the break off, and I will see you on Sunday. So you'll have 2 Davids in a row. All right, beloveds, take care of yourself. Know that you are loved, and I will see you next time.